YouTube, what's going on? Devin the Dude, 34T. Welcome to Felons with Firearms. Today, we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to be talking about things that motivate us, people with similar adversities, people who went through difficult backgrounds. This is just going to be a broad discussion, a vulnerable discussion, anything that we can use to help motivate one another. And today, got a very special guest, a brother of mine with the high school together. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, tell y'all about himself.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Tayeon Alexander here. We actually, like he said, we went to high school together. Been, seen us, what I'm saying? We had some situations. I am a teacher right now, Richmond Public Schools teacher, motivational speaker. So we're about to kick this off. Let's go.
So tell me, what got you into motivational speaking? What led you to that?
I just feel like in my heart, I actually feel like this is where I was supposed to go with it. I've been through some situations that in my life, and I feel like me giving back to the people was the best thing to do. So that's my passion, just to give back to the people.
Yeah, I myself have found giving back very resourceful. It's always been mutually beneficial. I did a lot of speaking myself while I was incarcerated, where to me it took so much courage to be vigorously honest in those type of environments. But I found it healing because when you share certain things with people, or when you share certain things abroad, you may have that one individual who may have been through a similar situation, but don't have the courage to express himself, to free himself of those demons. And the only way that they could get through it is being able to relate. That's the most important thing, is being relatable. So it definitely has been beneficial. And I'm so proud and I'm so grateful that you have the courage to continue to do it outside of whatever circumstances or situations you've been through, because personally, outside of incarceration, I haven't done much speaking. I take my time, I go back to my old neighborhood and speak to those guys, but having the courage to broadcast those things on my YouTube channel like you do, like that, to me, that takes guts, that takes so much courage, man. And again, I commend you for it. So grateful for it.
I appreciate that. I mean, being vulnerable is not easy for everybody. We all have a story, and it's up to us to actually get our story out, to tell it to the people, to actually help the people. We all deal with, what I'm saying, we all have that up and down battle with life. Not everything is going to be perfect, but I just try to take everything that I've been through, the pain that I've been put through, or the pain that I went through, the pain that I may have put myself through. I'm not going to blame it on everybody, on the outside, because, and sometimes, at some point you got to take responsibility for your own actions. So the pain that I put myself through has really put me at this point in my life to actually reach out and continue to try to help and pull people in, and just try to continue to tell them that no matter what they think or what they feel, they can be who they want to be. And it's not over. Life doesn't end where, where you went wrong. Life doesn't end at that point. So it's up to you to just keep pushing past that, and find your purpose and push past that purpose.
Okay. And you mentioned, you had a background. You mind sharing a little bit about your background?
All right. Yeah. My background, it was rough. And in a sense, a lot of people will look at it like, I was just a bad kid. But, growing up, I dealt with a lot of trauma. And, as a kid, kids can't deal with too much, on the outside. So me basically dealing with, basically I was suspended, over 50 something times from school, from regular school. I've been to juvenile detention center so many times I can't count. I spent time in jail. But it was reasons behind me actually doing all the stuff that I was doing. I was angry. So at a young age, I was angry because of the trauma that I was put through. But I thank God that I'm still here today, just try to get back to the people.
How did you combat with that anger at a young age versus how you combat with those emotions today?
I think, you know what I'm saying, the fact that I really, you know what I'm saying, was open to actually receiving, to listening and hearing from my higher being, God. You know what I'm saying? I really believe in God. You know what I'm saying? That's my that's what I go by. You know what I'm saying? I take every step, and I really believe that God is really directing my paths. When I was younger, I mean, you know, they told us about the church. I went to church. You know, my grandma, my mom, all us had us in church. But you know what I'm saying? When you get older, you mature and you start really seeing stuff and actually believing stuff. And when you actually go through certain situations and you're like, all right, God, you know what I'm saying? I'm here right now. So how can you help me get through this situation? And then you hear certain voices in your head, and it's like, all right, so now it's time to take this step. So it's time to be better, to actually be a better person. So yeah, that's what.
Okay. You you mind being a little more specific with one of those I guess unethical interactions with police?
All right,
You
so
know,
look,
just for the sake of somebody being able to relate to your story.
I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, like I said, I'm a teacher and I'm a motivational speaker, but I have like a certain feeling for the police, and I don't like, you know what I'm saying, I don't like dealing with the police. Period.
Mhm.
When I was young, uh, my mother was actually married to this man who basically, I'm not gonna say basically, who did, he put handcuffs on me and he would lock me to the bed and beat me, and I was
Wow.
like 5 or 6 years old. So it built anger up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it happened more than one time. So it built anger up, and you know what I'm saying, inside of me. And I was a kid, so it's traumatizing to actually have that happen to you as a kid. So
And did you have an outlet at that age and to express yourself, or did you know how to express yourself at that point in time?
I didn't. You know what I'm saying? We being a kid, you know what I'm saying? How can I deal with that situation as a kid? So I mean, me going to school and getting in trouble, fighting people every day, getting suspended. That was my only
That was
outlet.
your outlet.
So you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? When I say I was suspended over 50 something times from school, I was suspended over 50 something times because nobody, I feel like I didn't have any protection or anything around me to actually help me get through those situations. So um, it was painful. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was actually painful. Um,
Wow.
so it's just, that's just what it is. It was painful.
So let's fast forward to today. Rehabilitated, successful, young black man. You know, what are some of the things that you utilize today to motivate you with the stigma that you have, you know, surrounding the things that you faced your life? So what are some of the things or some of the steps or resources that you use today to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself grounded? How do you go about surmounting one failure and going to the next without losing enthusiasm?
All right, let me start by saying this. God has a plan for all of us. When we're created, when we're born, before we are even born, He makes us, and He has a plan for all of us. So it's up to us, first of all, to fulfill that plan.
Hmm.
Going through those situations in our life, we don't know how to handle them or how to deal with those situations. As me being a kid, I didn't know how to handle or deal with those situations. I I continue to hear the voice, hear the positive in my head to basically build on that positivity and basically continue to push forward and move forward, like and just make better choices and better decisions. When I actually got out of jail for doing the time, I was 19 years old when I was in jail for the gun charges. So I got those gun charges, and I actually sat in jail, and it was like I heard a voice, a spirit came over me, and basically it was asking the question of like, man, what are you doing with yourself? Like, what decisions are you making right now? Like, why are you making these decisions? And the thing that came and popped into my head, it was like, yo, I feel like that's the voice of, you know what I'm saying, the higher being God just talking to me. It was like, it's time for you to change. It's time for you to actually put yourself in a position to be better in life. And at that point, that's when I ran with it. I ran
Okay.
with it. So, and when I ran with it, what I'm saying is like, I decided to make decisions that would be better for my life, that would be better for me to actually put myself in a position to be the man that I'm supposed to be. And I'm not perfect now. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, but every day I'm striving to be a better person. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, uh,
And that's my thing. Like for me, my rehabilitation started my last incarceration period. Thinking outside the box, going outside of the normal. It was it wasn't the cool thing for the street dude to go into like the rehabilitative programs, the cognitive reasoning programs, or whatever the case may be. But I utilized those experiences, man. I had went into this program that was basically considered like a substance abuse program, um, for the sake of doing something different. It was like, how they say it's insanity when you do the same thing and expect different results. So every time that I had been incarcerated, since the age of 14 to the age of 23, I was incarcerated for some period of time every year. So it's like nothing that I had been doing up to that point was working. So I need to do something different. So I had went into the program and got all these resources and learned a bunch of transitional skills that a lot of people take for granted. But when you learn to apply those things on the outside, it really become beneficial. Like my biggest thing today is, again, what I mentioned, surmounting one failure and going to the next without losing enthusiasm. Like I learned how to take and accept no for an answer. Like for instance, when we were being falsely treated or mistreated while incarcerated, I would appeal it. Or if I got a false charge, I would appeal it. And if that appeal didn't go through, I would do it again. I would continuously do it. And to make that a transitional skill of today, um, I'm gonna take it to me trying to get a job. Like, how many jobs I've applied for that told me no because of my criminal background, but because I learned to fight for myself while incarcerated, I took that no and I wasn't discouraged by it. And I went on to the next. And even coming back to me attempting to get my gun rights back. The first time I attempted to get my gun rights restored, I did it with an attorney. And everybody know that going that route with an attorney is very expensive. And to be told no to a lot of people, it's crushing, it's discouraging. But what I had told myself was, you know what, I'm gonna look at this paperwork, I'm gonna study this paperwork, and I'm gonna try again in a couple of years. And just surrounding myself with certain individuals who also know how to handle no and following their lead, learning from their experience, I then applied again for myself. And in applying again myself, I received my gun rights. Also, trying to get my hazmat endorsement and my TWIC card. I have a lot of individuals who follow my channel that mention, how did I get my TWIC card as a convicted felon? Or how did I get my hazardous endorsement as a convicted felon? Well, it's certain charges that completely disqualify you from those credentials. And, I applied and I was told no, but they had an option to appeal. And in appealing, you have to prove rehabilitation. So I'm a firm believer in not putting all your eggshells in one basket, So my first appeal for my hazmat, I responded back and I added the deed to my house in my response, show them that, I'm striving to do better regardless of what the stigma is hanging over me. And even then they still told me no. So then the second time I applied, which is the time that I got it, I gave them the deed to my house. I gave them both personal training certifications. I gave them reference letters. I gave them anything that I had that showed productivity, that showed that I'm able to do and be what I need to be for society. I gave it to them. And at that point, I guess they realized that, not taking no for an answer was not something that I was going to do. So, so trying to figure out what encourages me, I don't know. I think the challenge of life encourages me, being able to get through being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because there's a lot of points in my life that decisions I may have to make that make me very uncomfortable. Like my arms will start sweating. I get butterflies. My skin will start crawling. But it's only a feeling for that moment. And once that moment passes, you know, it's a major sense of relief. And you know, that's one of the key things to that push me and drive me today. You know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I made a video not too. It probably was, I would say, probably like around December. I made a video on my YouTube, and I talked about becoming unstoppable. When you become unstoppable, no one can stop you, and it's like you just go down the hill like you a train just going down a hill, and nobody can stop you. That's what it sounded like you was doing. You was going down that hill like a train, and nobody was stopping you. And you know what I'm saying? You decided, hey, this is what I want. I'm gonna get to that point. And it's like you said, jobs weren't hiring you. You want to get hired. When I was in college, let me tell you this. All right, so let me tell you first of all, when I got closer to God and my belief in God, when I really knew that was a God, right? Because I knew he had a plan for my life, and I knew the decisions that I was making before weren't the decisions that I was supposed to be making, but the decisions that I started to make were the better decisions. When I went to college, right, I came home from jail, right, so I went to go stay at my grandmother's house for a little period of time, and my grandma said she told me she's like, all right, you got like a month to stay here. After you done with that time, you have to go because I had two cousins who basically I wore their walk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, all right, I don't really want people to stay here. And I get it. Grandma want to live her life. Grandma want to do her own thing. But grandma, she wouldn't give her keys out. She wouldn't want nobody to have a key to her house. She wants you to come and go. All right. So I was like, all right. So I told my grandma one day, I said, Grandma, I'm going to school. She was like, what? How you going to school? I was like, Grandma, I don't know. I didn't fill out any forms to get in school. I didn't write any papers. I didn't do any SATs, ACTs, or anything. I actually had two cousins who graduated from the school before I actually decided to go. So, but they told me about the school. So I said, all right, Grandma, I'm going to college. She said, all right. So Grandma is not a negative person, so she just went with it. You know what I'm saying? She went with it. She was like, all right, I just kept telling her this every day. I said, Grandma, I'm going to college. So she was like, okay, all right. Wake up every morning. Grandma, I'm going to college. It was me building that faith. You speak things as though they were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kept speaking it. So when it came for the time for the kids to move on campus, I had basically lost everything that I had, like the car that I had and everything that I had, the clothes and everything. Like I lost it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a whole lot of stuff in my car. When the police pulled me over and took me to jail today, I was like, yo, forget that car. I don't even want it no more because they took it to the pound. I'm not about to pay to get me out. You know what I'm saying? Me being young, not having any money. So when it came time for the kids to actually move on campus at the school, I told my grandma, I said, all right, Grandma, it's time for me to go. She said, okay. She gave me like at least $50. I don't think it was nothing more than $50. She gave me.
Okay.
So
She gave you though. Grandma gave you. Mm-hmm.
Grandma gave me some money. So I got in my car. The car that I had, I actually went to Southside. It was a lot that's over Southside. I basically got a car for like $300 down. You pay $100 a week. Got the car. Boom. Got in the car. And I was like, all right, Grandma, it's time for me to go. I'm driving to North Carolina. My grandfather actually lives like on the line of North Carolina. So I always stop by his house. So I stopped by his house and I'm like, all right, Grandpa, I'm going to. He was like, where you going? I was like, I'm going to college. And then he was like, you got all these hopes and dreams and no money. So I was like, I'm going to college though. So and I was like, I'm going to show you. So I got in my car and continued to drive to Raleigh, right? So I got to the school, the campus. And I ended up sitting in the back parking lot of the school. I basically parked my car in the back parking lot of the school. I'm like, God, why do you have me here? Why do you have me here? What am I doing? So I drove around looking for a job. I was looking for a job out there. I went to like Vector Knives and all that. I wasn't getting a job. So then I decided, I'm going to just go back to the school. I slept in my car for 3 nights at the school. And I'm like, God, why do you have me here? Something came to me and said, go talk to somebody in the admissions office. I went to talk to this man in the admissions office. His name was Mr. Sosa. I would never forget that day. This was in 2011. His name was Mr. Sosa. I talked to him probably for like 5 minutes, and I told him what I was trying to do. I said, I'm trying to go to school, and I want to get, I want to do better, so I'm trying to go to school. So I talked to him. He said, I'm going to give you this lunch pass. Come back and see me around 3:30 that day. I took that lunch pass, and I went into the cafeteria to go eat because, like I said, I already told him what I was doing. And I came back and seen that guy. And at 3:30, He told me to come back. I went, and as I was talking to him, by the end of that time to be talking to, I probably talked to him for another 30 more minutes. He had somebody giving money to the school for me so I can go to the school. I finished my school in 4 years. I got a 4-year degree. I finished my school in 4 years. And I joined the fraternity at the same time. So I never owed that school any money after I was done with this school. So this is the point in my life when I found out that God was real and God had my back. So me listening and hearing that voice and becoming unstoppable, like I said, man, you became unstoppable. When you became unstoppable, you realize can't nobody stop you. No matter what you've been through, it's always an ending to your story. And you can either make that story good or you can make it bad.
Based on a choice.
Based on your choices. And me deciding that, hey, I'm going to go to school and get this degree. After I finished, I graduated. I took a year off. And I was like, all right, I'm going to chill. And then I decided, hey, I'm going back to school. I got a master's degree. So me, I had, and while I was in school, mind you, you said you couldn't get these jobs. I couldn't get jobs either. I tried to go get a job at a call center because of my background. Mind you, guys who was listening, I had a felony when I was 16 years old. When I turned 19, I got charged with a felony, but it did not stick. My felony became a misdemeanor. So they dropped my charges. That's the only way I was able to become a teacher. If they had kept my charges at a felony, I would not be a teacher. So I'm not a felon as an adult. And I'm okay to say that. I'm not a felon as an adult. But while I was trying to get a job, while I was in college, I was getting denied. And you know the crazy thing when I was getting denied from call centers. Every job with kids, like I said, I'm a teacher. Every job with kids that I tried to apply to, they would sit on the phone with me and talk to me and say, hey, I see you got these charges. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. And I would tell them the charges. And I would tell them about the charges. And they would say, you know what? We want to hire you to work with our kids. So everything that I've been doing with kids, this is why I know kids is my passion. Like I want to help the world. Like I don't care if you've been through, I don't care what you've been through. I believe in you. I don't care what you've been through. You can have, I don't care how many fellas you got. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If you just decide to become unstoppable and change your life and be like, yo, this is what I want. I believe in you. It's going to happen. You just got to believe in yourself. No matter what
Most importantly, they got to believe in themselves.
I don't care, like me getting locked to a bed and getting beat. It is what it is. At one point in my time in my life, when I was going to get that gun from that gun show, I was going to go kill that man. I was going to go kill that man. Now, if God had to let me get that gun, I wouldn't be right here in front of this screen talking to y'all right now because I would have killed that man for locking me to a bed. And I told him that when I got a certain age, when I got big enough, because I was 5 years old, 6 years old, when I got big enough, I'm coming for you. Your life is mine. I was going for this man. But God saw differently for me. You know what I'm saying? He decided, hey, no, this is not what you're supposed to be. I did this. This happened in your life because you're going to have a story to tell the people.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So with that pain and that frustration that I'm hearing in your voice as you tell your story, I can definitely feel. I feel the passion in it. Like, how do you cope with that today for others who have been in similar situations? Because abuse is no way by far a moral thing that anybody should do. So for those who have been in abusive situations, like, what are some of the things that you have done to cope?
Man, I mean, I can't tell you what I've done to cope. I mean, like I said, I just listen to the voice of God, the Spirit, and just telling me, hey, you know what I'm saying, these are decisions that I need to make, and just make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? I got my own kids, you know what I'm saying? I don't play. Like, I don't play behind mines. Like, I never want them to go through what I've been through. So, you know what I'm saying? My main thing is basically just like really just believing in myself and believing greater. You know what I'm saying? I believe in myself because if nobody else believes in me, if nothing else happens in my life, nothing else changes my life, I believe in me. You know what I'm saying? I believe in me. So that's just what I do. I just really try to thrive on believing in myself.
And that's a key component. That's essential that people find faith in their self, because I have had situations in my past where I didn't believe in myself, and that had me on a destructive path. But once I realized who I was, I self Lord and Master, then I realized that it's nothing that anyone can do that can define my character. Everything that I want to do and achieve got to be based on the decisions that I make today. And to share something intimate with you guys, like it's very hard to handle and deal with emotional situations logically. Like recently, I woke up on Christmas Day and my father passed, and it took so much out of me during this time, like to stay sane, to drive a truck, to constantly help others, to constantly push forward, to strive forward, to do better, to make a good decision today that's going to affect me tomorrow has been so challenging. But at the end of the day, it's my decision to make. Like, I have to want to do better. And for all the other felons that's watching, like, regardless of the situations that you are going through, you have to want to do better, and you got to learn how to accept the duality of life, that it's going to be sunny and it's going to be rainy. Like, it's going to be cold and it's going to be hot. That's the reality of it. But you just got to learn to embrace it and push forward regardless, because it's only going to be you at the end of the day. Like, you got to make those decisions for yourself. And I heard that, as you say, when you went to that college campus and you basically had to sleep in your car, I was thinking in my head, like, well, how did he stay motivated during those days sleeping in that car? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, I don't know if I could have made that same decision. Like, at one point in time, I would have been like, man, fuck this. I'm not staying here, man. It's not working out for me. But because of that decision that you made that day, look at where you are at today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. I just feel like at the end of the day, I was gonna be homeless. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, I was gonna be a homeless person if I didn't decide to sleep in my car and decide, you know what I'm saying, to hear the voice of God actually speaking to me. I was gonna be a homeless guy because I mean, I didn't have any other options. That was it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that was that one option. So when you step out, you know what I'm saying, you step out on that faith and you just believe, you know what I'm saying, that was just me doing that, and just accepting that was gonna be it. That was gonna be it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was gonna be it. You know what I'm saying? I had already been through so much. You know what I'm saying? If I hadn't made it to college, I would have just been like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm just one of these other bums that's on the street. But you know what I'm saying? God was like, you know what I'm saying? God decided to say, hey, this that open door. You know what I'm saying? This that door I open for you. So just go ahead and walk through it. And I decided I went on ahead and walked through it. But that's because I believed in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Every trial, every test, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Every day I move forward is a test. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I go through. And I know a whole lot of people be like, yo, the devil made me do this, man. It's the devil right there. But what if it's not the devil? What if it's God just trying to tell you, hey, this is another test. Let me put you through that test to see if you're ready for that next level in life. Because if you're ready for that next level, then I can give you more. So maybe God was just trying to, you know what I'm saying, see, hey, I can accept that and go ahead and walk through the next level so he can go ahead and give me more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, the most important thing is just remain diligent. Like, that's what I'm hearing from you. I'm hearing a lot of diligence, an abundance of diligence, regardless of what the trials may have been. Regardless, you got to keep your vision in front. You got to be diligent about your vision, and you just got to keep moving forward. And, that's the message for all other felons. Like, yes, you have to keep moving forward. Like, regardless of even if you feel like you don't have no support, if you feel like your mother's not supporting you, your father, your brother, your closest friend, if they don't see your vision, how can they help you accomplish your vision? You know what I'm saying? You got to do it yourself, man. You got to cultivate and fortify that road for yourself, man. And that's what both of us are doing today.
Yes.
Like, do you still deal with the stigma of your background being a teacher?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, yeah, I'm a teacher, but I also, like, you know what I'm saying, people really knew, like, when I tell people, like, I work with, you know what I'm saying, I work with other teachers and other people. Like, first of all, I work with students who was like me,
Okay.
who were like me, students who actually get in trouble, got suspended from their school a whole lot, and like I work
So
with
it's
those.
relatable.
I work with at-risk students,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I work with those students, and God put me in that position because I actually know, you know what I'm saying? I know how to actually deal with those students. So I can relate. So yes, yes and no. But I mean, like I said, it's a blessing because I can actually give these students like real time stuff. Like, hey, this was me. You know what I'm saying? This was me. So I can cope and understand where you're at right now. But it's not over. Like you telling the fellas, whoever may be watching this, felonies, misdemeanors, whatever, it's not over
Mm-hmm.
until you or God say it's over. But if you decide that you want to be better, go be better. It's not over. They're gonna tell you no, the door's gonna shut in your face, the doors can smack in your face, you're gonna keep hearing no, but it's not over. Keep hearing no, but keep going until you hear yes, because that yes is gonna come.
Definitely is gonna
It's
come.
gonna come. It's that yes is gonna come.
You know, again, like I mentioned before, how many times I've had to appeal certain situations in order to obtain certain credentials. Like, I deal with the stigma of being a felon every day, and I deal with it with my head high. You know, that's why I have this cap on, because it represents it represents acceptance, but it also represents prosperity. Like, my head is the highest point of my body, and if I can walk around with my head high with this badge of being a felon on my head, that's because I today accept it, and I can deal with anything that come my direction behind it. You know, like I said, one job didn't want to accept me. You know, I get interviews, 2, 3, 4 interviews a week for other trucking companies that want to hire me. Um, Due to the fact of my credentials, they don't care about that record no more. And that's another thing, fellas. Like, you got to know the circumstances and the variables surrounding yourself. Like, for those individuals who are having trouble finding work, for those individuals who are having trouble finding a career, you know, you have to do, I would suggest doing research before just putting your foot out there. You know, proper planning prevents poor performance. So, you know, in my situation, coming home, I know I'm a violent felon. I know I have this distribution charge. So it's like, what's a realistic ideal working environment for me? You know, I can't expect to come out into society with a malicious wound and then go work at a hospital or go work with children. You
Mhm.
know, realistically, I can't expect to go work for DuPont or to go, well, I would say be an attorney, but realistically,
Yeah,
money work.
you
But
must be.
the point is, though, like, I had to sit down and I had to map out what I thought would be healthy suggestions for my situation and the ideas that I had came up with. Um, the first one was welding. The second one was personal training. Then the third one was truck driving. And believe it or not, I executed each and every one of them. I came home September 2015. The first thing I did was I started working out, and I went to school to become a welder. I became a union boiler maker for the local 45 union. And, you know, it was great work. It was great work. It was awesome work. It paid well. You know, fella just coming home making $23 an hour. That's damn good. That was great.
Yeah.
But, you know, for my situation, thinking of longevity, it wasn't. it wasn't conducive. Like maybe if I would have spent more time in it, it probably would have paid out. But after giving it a year, I didn't feel like that was the best fit for me because we had contracted work. So, I would work hard for 3 months, but then I would be laid off until my union would make another bid. And during that time period, the money I had saved, I would then spend. So I didn't see progression there. I didn't see myself getting ahead. I just knew that I had a job. So then I went on to the next item on my list, and that was personal training. And you know, it's doing great in other states, in my opinion. I mean, I guess there's some people living here off of it, but again, for me, that wasn't it. I don't. My personal opinion is a lot of people in the city of Richmond, predominantly the people here in the city of Richmond, don't really want to spend the money to acquire health. So it wasn't something that I needed to do. Like I was working at Gold's Gym. I was a personal trainer. I was working at the club doing security and bouncing. I was working 3 jobs. I was working myself in the ground. Granted, I was being productive, but then I had to sit back and look at my situation holistically. And it's like, me working all of these jobs is not going to get me ahead, because even if I'm able to save the money, I'm not going to have the time to utilize it to invest in myself, to invest in my brand, or to better myself. So then that led me to truck driving. And again, it's diligence, just taking the time to figure out what I need to do and figuring out how to execute it. You got to figure out how to get from Richmond you got to figure out how to get from Virginia to South Carolina. You can't just think Richmond and Miami. Like, you can't think of the end and just think it's going to happen. You got to figure out the small trifle things that's going to get you there. And that's what I put a lot of emphasis on in myself. I pay attention to detail. I look at the smaller things. I try to tackle the smaller things because it's those trifle things that make perfection. And we all know perfection ain't trifle. It's not a small thing. It's a great thing. And it's something that I feel like everybody, not even just felons, but everybody should be thriving for. But especially those individuals with these stigmas and these jackets and these rap sheets. But but just like you said, it's not over.
It's not over, man. It's not over. And like I said, man, it really just take people believing in themselves, man, because the doors are gonna be closed, you know what I'm saying? Good, they're gonna be closed doors. But when one door closed, another one gonna open.
Mm-hmm.
And if you quit, it's you quitting on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Basically quitting on yourself. Because yes, you did this. Yes, you did that. Yes, you've been there. Yes, you've been through that. But at the same time, those situations don't make you. They build you up to be a better person, because those decisions that you make to get to that next place, that next level in your life, is going to be greater. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you go through is going to make you greater. That everything that I've been through, that I've been put through, even if I didn't put it through myself, it wasn't on me, I didn't put it myself through, it just made me be a different type of person. If somebody come to me today and tell me that God is not real, I will get offended. I'm saying I will get offended, but I'm gonna still keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? I might not talk to you, I might cut you off. If you tell me that God not real, man, if you tell me that God not real and you start talking about God, I might cut you off. Because there's no way you can tell me that God is not real. Because there's no way you can tell me that there's not somebody who's watching over me. Man, I'd have been shot at. I done been shot at more than one time. I'd have been in jail, juvenile detention center. I'd have been suspended all these times. I'd have been beat. I'd have been you know what I'm saying? I'd have been through some stuff, man. And I know I'm not the only one who's been through this stuff. I'm just the one that's okay with telling my story to help other people out. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not the only one who's been through this stuff. But I'm the one that's going to tell you it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, you know what I'm saying, that you've been through that stuff. And it's okay to keep pushing. It's okay not to give up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You've been through that stuff, okay. And if you want to speak on it, if you want to tell your story to somebody else, do it. because you might save somebody else's life.
Might save their life. You're damn right.
You might save somebody else's life because the same person who got beat, you know what I'm saying, shot at or whatever it might happen to them, they might be ready to, you know what I'm saying, commit suicide or do something else crazy to themselves or just quit, just give up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, throw in the towel. If I had to throw in the towel a long time ago, who knows? I might not be right here right now. I mean, I wouldn't be right here right now. I wouldn't be a teacher. I wouldn't have a master's degree. I wouldn't be able to come here on this screen and talk to you, talk to fellas with firearms, and try to assist with helping the next person be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's up to y'all. I just got to make that decision. Just make that decision. Just push. Just push.
Put that best foot forward because, again, at the end of the day, can't nobody make the choices but you. And can't nobody make you do anything. That's one thing that, you know, being around my peers while incarcerated, I would hear a lot of them say, well, he made me do it or she made me do it, or always putting the blame on someone else or entity other than themselves when that's not the case. You know, there are extenuating circumstances, but even in those circumstances, you still have that choice to make. You still got that choice to make, and you got to live with it. Just learning to live with the consequences of your actions, you know. And people may say that that's cliche, but honestly, if you don't want to be a felon, I didn't want to be a felon, you know, I didn't ask for this, but the choices that I made attached this stigma to me today. But today I defeat that stigma every time I wake up. Every time I open my mouth, I defeat that stigma. Every person that I help restore their gun rights, I defeat that stigma. And that's my mission, like to defeat that stigma every single day, because can't nobody do it but me. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody make my life better but me. And in me making my life better, I hope to make everyone else's life better. I had a associate of mine ask me in the substance abuse program one time, like, he was like, what do you think your purpose is? And it's crazy because I related this to this movie I seen, right? Everything that I could think of, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. Everything that I could think of, right? I couldn't find a purpose. I couldn't find my reason. But then when I thought about it, you know, the only thing that I can do, we come here with nothing and we're going to leave here with nothing but the effect that we have on people. Right. So the effect that we have on people is based off the information that we share. You know what I'm saying? The life that we share, the experiences that we share. And that's why, I salute you for being able to articulate and share your trials and tribulations. But in this one particular movie, right, I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen this movie called Lucy. Think about the transition that she went through. She started off as a mule, and she had took this drug, and it allowed her to utilize all aspects of her brain. But long story short, at the end of the movie, what did she do? She turned herself, with all that information she accumulated, she turned herself into a chip, and she gave herself to a professor to share with the world. That's what I found purpose in. That's what I found my mission to be. Everything that I accumulate, I need to share with everybody else, especially those with similar situations. Because, like you said, it might just be that bit of information that may save a life. Exactly. It might be that bit of information that may restore your rights. Exactly. It might be that information or resource that may get you a job that could change your everyday life. And so I find satisfaction in giving back, you know what I'm saying, and sharing information. If anybody that know me, one thing Devin gonna do is either suggest you to a book or give you some information. I may not give you no money. I may not give you a hug right now because of coronavirus, but I'm gonna tell you, look, bro, go get this book, read this book, because this book will give you some information that you can use to make your life better. Yeah. And speaking of book,
oh yeah,
Here's a great book right here. It's available for felons and for those who are trying to restore either their civil rights or their gun rights. The book is on Amazon. The book is on Barnes and Noble. The book is on Shopify. I got the link in the description where you can purchase the book. Like, to me, information is knowledge is the foundation of all in existence.
Yeah.
It got to be known in order to make manifest. So if you got some knowledge to give to someone that can help them prepare their life forward, man, we need to share it, man. And that's why I'm grateful that you're here today.
We as a people have to stop being selfish, man, because like, yo, man, there's people out here that like they'll get something and they be like, yo, I got a gold mine. But they not telling anybody about it. You know what I'm saying? They're not telling anybody about it. And man, big ups to you with that book, man. Like I said, I'm so proud of you, man. Like everything, like I said, I used to see you. We used to be at high school together, man. We both was nutcases.
Oh, wow.
Man. But man, like for you to have a book out, that's his book. His book, man. Like, yo, go to Amazon, wherever he has his book posted, go buy the book. I'm actually in the process of writing my book right now.
Okay.
Writing my book right now. That book is going, and I'm gonna give it to March, April to actually have it out. I'm gonna actually give it to March, April, but that book is gonna be out. And like I said, man, I'm so proud of you, man. Like you just pushing forward, you know what I'm saying? Persevere no matter what. Don't let the people stop you, man. Just become unstoppable. That's the best thing that you can become. Because when you become unstoppable, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? You standing right next to God at that point. You know what I'm saying? You standing right next. They put you beside a train. Who they gonna stop? Either one of y'all. So become unstoppable, man. Like I'm saying, that's the best thing that you can do. And like, I mean, the situations, man, they just don't make us, man. Like they really don't. They don't make us, man. So that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. It's awesome to see people to like, you know what I'm saying? You see people go through their stages of, you know what I'm saying, where they've been to where they're going, you know what I'm saying? And it's awesome. It's a blessing, man, to see this, to actually see this manifest. So I'm actually, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it. And so let me ask you a little bit about your YouTube channel. What type of content you said you put on your channel?
Oh, on my YouTube channel, I've been doing motivational videos. I actually started back in, I think the end of October, beginning in November. I actually started posting motivational videos. So I have at least like I say 13 videos on my page so far.
Okay.
So as you see, my YouTube is actually on the screen, Tayeon Alexander. You can actually Google my name, Tayeon. If you Google my name, you might see a little Asian lady. She might pop up because they're going to switch the E and another letter around the A. So just make sure you type my name right, Tayeon Alexander in Google, and my videos will pop up. But like I continue to inspire. I just really want the people to be better. Like I'm gonna give them. I want to continue to get that information, like you said, bro. Like we got to get that information out to help the next person. Like I really want everybody to succeed, no matter what they've been through. I'm not the type of person that hold information in. Like you said, if I know it, I'm gonna give you the information, give you a book or something. You know what I'm saying? Go to this website or something to give you the information to make you better. If I know somebody else who has something that they can help the next person with, I don't care if it's to fix a car, if you need a pair of shoes, if you need something, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you on to the next person to actually, you know what I'm saying, help that person, build that person up. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. Is just motivating the people.
Okay.
So I just really want to motivate the people.
You definitely know you got that subscribe from me. You know, I watch them.
Yeah, sir.
I appreciate it, but I definitely wanted the rest of the community that's following us to be able to have access to the information that you're providing, because I know for me it's pivotal. Just hearing somebody with similar situations and hearing them excel and prevail, and it gives me strength, because one thing I've learned to do over time is utilize all resources. That's the most important thing. Like people get fixated on one way of life. If it was one way of life, everything would be the same. There would be no difference. But it's information everywhere that people can utilize to better themselves. And you putting out what you put out is one of those things that I go to from time to time to help keep myself going forward.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. I really appreciate that, bro. And
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Keep doing, like I said, keep doing what you're doing also. They can also follow my IG. My IG is educate EDUCATE _2 TO motivate TO _motivate 777. They can find me on the
Okay.
page. My information should be on here also as well, right?
Yeah, it's in the description. Your
Yeah,
information
my
is definitely in
information
the description.
still on the description. So if y'all follow me, I can continue to motivate. If you need some more personal motivation, just send me a message on Instagram. I can help you with that. Just continue to motivate the people. Yeah, this is an everyday thing for me, but like I believe in life, I believe in myself, and nobody can stop me until I'm 6 feet under. And if I'm 6 feet under, I'm still gonna probably be pushing. I'm still gonna probably keep pushing it because I feel like I'm unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like God has put me at this point to become unstoppable, and I believe in Him, and I believe in myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, look, I got a few comments over here. I don't know if they're directed towards me or you, but whatever the case they may be, I'm gonna read them off. And if they're directed to you, you can go ahead and answer the people. And for those who's commenting to me, you'll definitely get a response. And y'all don't get upset with me for jacking up these names, but Effa Atkins said that she loved hearing your story. It's so inspirational.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nate Rocks, I need to follow up with you on that. I need my gun rights restored. Hey, Nate.
Yeah, that's actually my cameraman.
Oh, okay.
What's up? Man, we recording all my videos. That's my boy. Hey, first of all, I gotta give a shout out to my boy. My boy be recording my videos from his phone. Like he records everything and edits everything. So I got a video on my page. It's like 20 minutes long, and he actually edited it. Like if you look at the with my mug shots and everything in there, he did all of that from his phone. So he definitely has a talent. But when he gets a camera, like when he gets a real good camera, he's definitely gonna be something special. Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah.
Okay, so, Nate. So I assume, well, I guess you're in Richmond, Virginia. So yeah, follow up with me, man. We can figure out either Tayeon can connect us, or you have my information is in the description. Just reach out, man. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Ron 314 gun content and more was good. Everyone, what's happening? Ron LT federal felony conspiracy. Is it possible to get your gun rights back? First of all, federal regulations require pardons. And it's possible. Have I dealt with anyone personally to restore them on a federal level? I have not had a success story yet, but I do have several individuals who have pardons in. So we're just waiting on the results of that. The pardon for federal offenders, it takes a little longer because you have to get a presidential pardon. So, but it's possible. It says it in the law that it is possible. So my thing to you is it was the blunt of this conversation that we're having is, regardless, don't take no for an answer and just be diligent about it. So just push forward, man.
Don't let it stop you.
Push forward. Rachel, most blessings, kings, give thanks to the strength and victory. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Devon, yes, sir. Yeah, Felon on point, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Don't get offended even if the ones that walk with him didn't believe. I'm assuming that was to you. She said, LaTroy Kerr said, don't get offended even the ones that walk with him didn't believe. Oh, she's referencing Jesus. The people who walked amongst him didn't believe.
Right,
okay.
Right. Okay.
Black just got all my juvenile felonies dismissed and will get my concealed carry in a month. Congratulations, brother. Salute. You know, that's a beautiful thing, being able to protect yourself legally, man. It's awesome. It's amazing. Just don't do nothing to screw it up. Make sure you get you some lights, get your insurance, your shooter's insurance. Yeah, LT in Massachusetts. I'll do some due diligence, LT. I'll be posting something about Massachusetts as soon as I can. Definitely have a very busy schedule. Hope this don't sound discouraging, but right now I'm currently working on the state of Alabama to get some information out there for you guys. But I definitely get to Massachusetts. You can expedite the process by reaching out to me for my services, but for the time being, me just getting the information out to the guys, I'm going in alphabetical order by the states. So it will be up there, but for right now, we're just focused on. I'm just focused on the state of Virginia, and I'm ready to start working on Alabama. Jada Shooter, what's up, brother? I appreciate you for checking in. So yeah, Tay, man. Look, definitely, man. I appreciate you getting on here today, man, to share this moment with us, not with me, with us, because there's a lot of individuals out here who have been through so much in life, but don't have the courage or the wits to move around and move forward, because some things you can't just go straight through. Some things you may have to go around. Some things you got to take a back door. But just having the strength to keep moving is what a lot of people have suffered from. And today I'm hoping that we have reached somebody somewhere, somebody can relate to our story and decide to, just wake up tomorrow and put their best foot forward, take that next step forward, man.
Exactly. When I post my videos, I say, what I'm saying, it's not for everybody, but it is for someone. Somebody needed to hear what we said today. Somebody needed that motivation to keep pushing forward. So, I mean, I'm always willing to do something like this. I don't do this for money, because I'm not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got paid. Well, no, you know what? Let me take that away. Let me take that back, because I was about to say I haven't gotten paid at all. I'm not getting paid for this. So I don't do this for the money. I do this because I feel like it's my passion. When you chase money, you know what I'm saying, that's when you know what I'm saying, you feel like, you know what I'm saying, but when you just let it come to you, you know what I'm saying, that's when it feels like you're in that right place. That's the place that you want to be in. That's the place that you should be in. But everybody that's watching this, felons, misdemeanors, anybody who's watching this video, the people who's watching this video, even if you don't you don't have a record, because I know people is actually watching this video without a record. No matter what you're going through today, it will not last always. It's going to rain, like as my boy Devin said. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be some dark days, but those dark days will pass. And all it takes is you just believing in yourselves. If you quit, then you lost. But if you keep pushing, you will make it through. And I promise you will make it through, because you took the time to actually believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, just know you got you, and just believe in you, and you will make it through. I promise you that. I promise you that. It's not over. Life is not over. Just believe in yourself.
Put your best foot forward.
Put it forward.
Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining me today for this discussion.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. I appreciate you for having me. If you ever need me, just hit me up. Give me that call, bro.
Phone call away.
I got you, bro. I got you. Hit me up.
All right. Until next time, be safe. Stay blessed. Peace.
Appreciate it.